Hello everyone, so I wanted to give you a quick update about my bass challenge. I actually had my first bass lesson today. It was for free, just to try out and to see if I can, imagine myself having bass lessons at this music school. And well, it went pretty well, I would say. Yeah, I'm very happy about it, and I've got this feeling that I'm finally pursuing this dream that I had for several years now. There was a lot of things going on the last couple of years, and I'm really happy that I can finally just work towards my goal to play bass in a band someday. And yes, it went pretty well. My bass teacher is actually not that fluent in German, so we are talking in English, and he is explaining everything in English. And well, I think that this is a deal, because that way I can practice my English as well. I always watch movies in English, I watch YouTube videos in English, I sometimes read books in English, but speaking English, it's something different. So I'm very happy about that I finally can practice speaking in English. And I'm very open-minded about it, because I know that German is a hard language, because I have family which is not from Germany actually, and I know that this language is a difficult one. It really is. So I can totally understand it. Yeah, but it was fun. I got a practice that I should do until next week, until the next lesson, to just practice my finger skills or my finger techniques, because it is a bit of a struggle for me. Like, I should do a little bit of finger yoga before each practice, he said. So I'm doing that, and I should keep on practicing the blues that I've shown you in the last video, and the song that is that I can find in the book after the blues, the next song, basically. These words were too difficult to describe such a simple thing. Yes, my English. And yeah, so basically that's what I'm going to practice until next week. I've also talked with the director, the CEO of the music school, about the option to have online lessons as well, because some of you, or many of you, might not know this, but I have a chronic illness, and with that chronic illness comes that I do have fatigue. It is called lupus, basically. And well, I would say that the main symptom of it is fatigue, and that I sometimes do have trouble with dizziness, for example. And so it can happen that I can make the bass lesson, but that driving to the music school and driving home afterwards would mean that it would be too much for me, or I sometimes have to save my energy for other activities like work and stuff. There's something called the spoon theory. If you want to know more about this, living with fatigue, living with a chronic illness, you can look it up, the spoon theory, which just basically mean that you have, for example, 5 spoons for activities on one day, and for example, the journey to your work does cost 1 spoon. Working does cost 2 to 3 spoons, and then there are not many spoons left, so you have to think about how you would use these spoons. So sometimes when I'm going somewhere, this does mean that afterwards I do have less spoons available for the rest of the day. So it can be easier on these days to have bass lessons from home, of course. But it's not always the same. On one day you have 5 spoons, on the other day you have 10 spoons. And it's different each day. So I was asking the director, do we even say director? The CEO of a music school, because director is something different in English, isn't it? I don't know. I was asking him if it is possible to have online lessons when I need them to be. And he said, well, of course it is possible. We are just writing that down in the contract and everything's fine. And I was very happy about it. They were so open-minded and it was so inclusive of them. And this music schools, universities, workplaces being inclusive is something that is not so common, sadly. And we still have to do a lot to make these places more inclusive. So I was very happy about it. This is actually a topic that is very important to me, to make concerts, to make events more inclusive, because this is a very important topic, because I do have struggles with standing for 3 hours, but I can definitely attend a concert without using a wheelchair, for example. But oftentimes events or concerts and the places that organize these events or concerts do not offer seats or a chair even. And I'm always asking myself why. This would be so easily, and it would make a place like that so much more inclusive. So this is, yes, an important topic. There are actually places where they really where they're really open-minded about it. I've been to concerts, especially in one place, and they always offered me a seat without any problem. They just said, well, you should consider to sit down to have a seat in one special area and not in the middle of the room, which is logical, then it's fine. And I did that, and then everything was fine. And they were so helpful, and I was so happy about it, about something which is such a little thing, which should be logical to everyone to do that, because we should be a society who's there for each other. Yeah, but we definitely have to do a lot of stuff to make these places, these events more inclusive. But luckily there are already people who help organizations, who help working places, who help people who organize events with doing that. And I'm very happy about it. We also will have one of these people on our Kämpferherzentreffen. People from Germany, look it up, Kämpferherzentreffen. I'm part of this event. I've been part of this event for 4 years now. I'm doing the PR for it. It means a lot to me. So if you have a chronic illness or a disability, look it up. Well, now I've talked quite a lot. This is a long video, but I wanted to give a quick update. So yes, I think that I will continue with my bass lessons because I've made the experience that it is more individual. You know, I can have some tips how I can be better or get better, which are very useful for me. And something I forgot to mention, I do have this whole Leonard book, and we will actually continue to work with this book, and my music teacher will get this book because I already started with it. You know, I told him, when you have a better way, when you have some PDFs or something, I can also practice with that. I don't have to practice with this book. I just wanted to get started, basically. I know. I sometimes feel like barking as well. I really do. Yo. But he said, well, it's fine, he will get the book and we will continue practicing with this. And I'm very happy about it. He actually had a copy of Stand By Me. You know, the sheet music to Stand By Me. And it was so funny because on the way to the music school, I was actually listening to my calm playlist, and Stand By Me was a part of it, you know. I've listened to that song on the way there. It was so funny. But it's one of the, well, easier songs to play on the bass for beginners. So yeah, so this is a quick update. I will continue with my bass challenge. I thought about making a video each time I practice for 30 days, you know, so a month. I had the goal to practice every day, but it was a little bit difficult because, you know, there was Easter, you spend time with your family, you don't have time for other things. There are sometimes days that are so full of appointments, like I do have work until the evening, and when I had a Zoom call which would last until 9 o'clock in the evening, and afterwards I was so tired, of course, and I cannot practice on such a day, but I can practice on the next day. And sometimes I do have weeks where I can practice every day. I do practice every time I can, but sometimes, you know, I go to uni, I work, I do the PR for the Kämpferherzentreffen, which means Fighters' Hearts Meeting in English. And this is very much, but I need music so much. It has been a part of my life, you know, for my whole life. And, you know, I went to so many concerts the last 1 or 2 years, and I've always made the experience, and we're going home with a feeling that I do have to make music again, not only to listen to music, but to make music. And I'm so happy that I finally have the chance to do that. And it doesn't matter if you have a full day, that you maybe sometimes cannot practice every day, but you have to be there with your heart, and you have to know why you're doing that, and that you're doing it for yourself. And this is the most important thing about it. So yeah, I will definitely continue. And I hope you're all doing well. I wish you a beautiful day and see you next time.